Hello, everyone. Hello. Trying to make sure I've got all this up and live. Bear with me just a moment. Hello. What's happening, guys? Uh, Thank you for joining me this afternoon. First of all, I would like to profusely apologize for yesterday. I started streaming and the power went out again. We had massive power outage issues in Los Angeles, and I apologize because it cut me off right in the middle of a sentence. So I'll get back into my opinion on that shortly. Do have a couple of things that I want to talk about today, just overall market sentiment, and a couple of things that I think indicate good bullish overall sentiment for crypto going forward. So anyway, welcome. Is the same answer yes or no? Simply, I'm not sure what the question is. Any more than 7 minutes today? Yeah, right. Okay. Yes, definitely. Hopefully more than 7 minutes. Unless the power goes out again, in which case I don't have a whole lot of control over that, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and we do have an uninterrupted power supply coming in the mail soon, so that will hopefully never be a problem again going forward. So anyway, let's just go ahead and jump on into it here. I know I began yesterday starting to talk about how I've had a lot of people asking me, is crypto over? Is it too late to get in, et cetera, et cetera? And my overall opinion is no. I'm still pretty bullish overall on crypto, and I think that I will stay that way. I am actually a pretty firm believer in the underlying tech and its ability to change some of the system, financial, banking, regulatory, legal, and otherwise. And I think as more, we'll just call them normal people, start to understand what the blockchain is and why it's advantageous, that we will start to see wider spread adoption. So the couple of things that are just recently making me think this is, first of all, we have gone back up about $15 billion in market cap in the last week, which is pretty strong. I know it does fluctuate pretty frequently and pretty drastically, but is it too early to get in? No. But yeah, we've been going in a steady upward direction, lots of money coming back into the market, and I think that is a good thing. So don't worry, guys, I will be jumping into some live TA here shortly. I got a little bit of an idea of how I want this to flow, so bear with me, it's coming. So that's my first thing is we've got money coming back into the market. Nothing huge, but that is a pretty significant sum of money. So hopefully we start to see the market going in the right direction. And then, we've had a lot of FUD lately with the big three, Google, Twitter, and Facebook, all banning crypto ads, as well as a lot of the banks banning their users from using their credit cards in order to transact with Coinbase or Gemini, any fiat exchange. So a couple of interesting topics that I saw relating to that while I was out in the world today. First one, JP Morgan Chase is going to be the subject of a class action lawsuit. And the reason that this is happening, it's going to be filed out of New York City. And the reason this is happening is because back in January, they used to, in 2017, they did allow you to make credit card purchases for crypto. And I know because I took significant advantage of that myself. I would never buy more than I had available cash to use, but I would effectively use my card so that I could transact on it immediately and trade on it right away, and then just go over to my bank and immediately transfer cash and pay my credit card off. So it was working out great for me because I was able to transact and trade on my crypto immediately, and also I was getting the rewards points on the back end. So I thought I was pretty slick there. But the banks apparently got wise to that, and they put it out under the guise of people being too risky with the bank's money. But let's be honest, the bank's money is people's money, and they just didn't want you making money on their money, even though they're totally fine with them making money on your money. That's just my little tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist part of it. Regardless, there's a class action lawsuit about to be formed because when they cut off the ability to purchase crypto on your credit cards, they first for about a month switched it over so that it was all acting like a cash advance. And as you may or may not know, a cash advance incurs significantly higher interest charges than does just transacting on your credit card. So they were sticking their consumers with a huge bill. No surprise, JP Morgan Chase is one of the people that innovated debit restructuring, which is the way that they put the big charges ahead of the small charges and try to ding you for as many overdraft charges as they can. So any bank that puts that into practice, I'm sure, is the same kind of people that would stick you with higher fees without telling you. So the basis of the lawsuit is that it's required by law to notify a consumer when you're changing anything on their credit card, and they didn't put it out fast enough. So we'll see how that goes. But pretty interesting thing. And while we are on the topic of lawsuits, additionally, we had several countries already suing over the big three banning crypto ads, and started out with Russia, China, and South Korea, and now Switzerland, Kazakhstan, and Armenia have all joined in the fray. So representatives from different organizations within those countries have all joined into what will be a class action lawsuit against Google, Twitter, and Facebook to repeal the ban on crypto ads. And again, put your tinfoil hats back on. I think that I think that ban was really enacted more so as a result of pressure from lobbyists. And who pays the lobbyists? The banks. Again, I personally think they maybe see it as a threat to their model and are trying to do what they can. So we'll see how that all plays out, but definitely interesting concepts going forward, and definitely something to keep an eye on. So then another thing that makes me bullish overall, I started to touch on this topic last night before my power went out. But it was that the European Commission has launched the EU Blockchain Observatory and Forum. They're putting 300 million euros into various projects supporting the use of blockchain. So back when the G20 was happening, France had some pretty welcoming opinions to ICOs and ICO regulation, as opposed to the SEC, who has been trying to clamp down on it. And then also here in America, we do have Wyoming loosening up their restrictions on what it would take to become a registered ICO. So there's definitely some back and forth on it, but these things are leading me to be a little more inclined to be bullish. And then the biggest thing that makes me bullish is this is a twofold thing, but as you may or may not know, Bittrex reopened new user registrations. So that's great news. But what you may not know is that they had such an influx of registrations that they already had to close it down again. So people ask me, why are they doing that? Why would they close it down? I don't understand this business model. On the one hand, I support it because they don't want to over leverage themselves and have a bunch of things crashing. As we know, many exchanges have had complaints about that over time, back when everything was at all-time highs and people were trying to FOMO into everything in December, and Coinbase would just magically stop working anytime massive runs happened. Binance had to shut down registrations for a little while. So a lot of different registrations have run into this. I think it's a good thing not to grow too big for your britches. I think it's a good thing that they have opened registration as they can and then closed it back down so that it's not too overwhelming, allowing for good customer support for the exchange, for the customers that are on the site. So to go along with that, they did roll out a really snazzy new interface, and I'll be jumping into this more, I think, maybe tomorrow. I think I'll go a little more in depth on this, but the short version is I really like the way that it looks. It's a lot cleaner than it was before. The old one was just a little outdated, so they've modernized it a bit, and the charts look a lot better now. So let's see. Well, here's some particularly high volume. We'll just take a look at my favorite coin. But the charts and the charting tools have significantly improved, so I like that. Anyway, I'll get more into that, but like I said, that makes me pretty confident that crypto is still looking bullish overall when there are still enough people so rabid to register for an exchange to be able to trade that it's overwhelming every time an exchange reopens registrations. That's a good sign, in my opinion. Vincent, yes, Novogratz's new bank is going to have a lot of customers. That's actually something else I wanted to touch on is the I'm referring to it as the finance brain drain. The blockchain industry has been stealing lots of high-powered talent from finance. This was I found an article that had some pretty key players. So they've got Richard Kim, who is a Goldman Sachs exec that will be the new chief ops officer. They've got another Goldman Sachs employee, Luka Jankovic. Both of them have gone to work at Digital Galaxy, which is Novogratz's bank. And then also Rachel Horowitz from Spark Capital has gone to work with Coinbase. And Twitter exec, Tina, I'm going to butcher this one, Bhatnagar, has gone over to serve as VP of Ops and Technology. So, I myself left corporate, and by all means, I am nowhere near as impressive of a figure as any of those people that I just named, but I myself left a typical 9-to-5 corporate job for blockchain, and I think we're going to see more of that happening as the technology becomes more robust and as more projects gain widespread adoption. So anyway, those are just my little hot topic items, and I know you guys are loving all of the TA on this channel. So why don't we go ahead and just pop on over to good old TradingView and take a look. So Ontology. Yes, everybody is going rabid for Ontology right now. Understandably so. It is pretty fascinating tech, but as I try to say, never buy at an all-time high, and this has been on a heck of a run since, about 2 weeks now, it looks like. So pretty serious run, fairly parabolic in my opinion, and I never chase a run. And I never buy at all-time highs. I have done it in the past, and I have learned that lesson. So I would personally wait for it to consolidate a little bit. If we look at it here, I'm looking at it on the 4-hour. We've already had the bear cross on the MACD. RSI was super oversold at about 1 o'clock. Oh, this was 1 o'clock yesterday. So in the last 24 hours, we've seen the volume decreasing. There's quite a lot of bear volume there. Volume overall has been decreasing. The RSI was super run up, and Oh, sorry, I keep confusing stochastic RSI for the MACD because they're the same colors, but we're seeing our bear cross right there, and I believe that is confirmed as we go down to the smaller intervals. So if you take a look at the 2 hour, yep, we've already got the bear cross there. 1 hour bear cross happened back here, and the RSI, over here was super run up. Histogram was starting to curl down, so would have been a good time to maybe take some profit there. I would wait for it to consolidate a little bit. I personally, I'll just tell you, I missed the bus on Ontology. Many of our Moon Lounge members were able to get in on it because of some of our admin team finding it early. I did not make the move, and now I'm sitting here on the side. But I don't FOMO in, because chasing a run is a good way to get wrecked, in my opinion. So that's my stance on Ontology. I would wait for it to consolidate a little bit more in the short term. If you must absolutely get in. Let me take a look here. Let's jump in on a fib and see. Come on. There we go. Oops. And zoom in a little bit. Oops, I think I just did that fib upside down. Yes, I sure did. Bear with me a moment here, guys. Oh, no, they've just got it in different colors than I have it on mine. So sorry, guys. Pardon me on this one. I am using the Cryptosomniac trading view right now. I have my charts set up a little bit different on my trading view. I suppose I should probably log in and use that one of these days. But I've just been sticking with the Cryptosomniac one. Anyway, I always like to get in, somewhere between the 0.5 and 0.618 level. It looks like we have seen a little bit of consolidation there, but I don't know. I personally, my moves would be to set up a buy. I would just set in some buy orders somewhere between 58 and 59 on the chance you end up with another oversold bounce. Although that's not looking likely right now for an oversold bounce. Actually. Yeah, everything looks like it's consolidating as we speak. So I would just keep an eye on it. But that's what I would do is I would just set in some low buy orders. That's usually my trading style in general. I try to pick up when whales are in their stop loss hunting. I try to set my buy levels in at places that I won't get stopped out, but that might end up netting me a few extra, Satoshis worth here and there. So, oh no, blackout again. Oh no, yeah, good. Still on? Everybody still on? Good. All right. Long-term price on Cardano. And that's a real tough one for me. I don't want to give long-term predictions on anything because the market is ridiculously volatile, as we know. That being said, I do really like Cardano. I have myself a pretty big bag, but I know a lot of people are going to try and FOMO in on that again today. And, once again, it's gone parabolic, and I don't recommend chasing a run. If you have been holding it for a while, you might want to consider taking some profit, but I don't ever recommend buying into it once it's already started to run. And as you can see here, Cardano has also been on a pretty strong parabolic run here. So, as far as long-term predictions, I don't know. I think Charles Hoskinson is brilliant. I really like him as a person. I like his ethics, and I really like the idea behind the project. I mean, there are quite a few different tokens and coins out there that are trying to fill a similar function, but I like IOHK, so I'm holding a nice bag of Cardano myself, and will continue to do so. But that being said, might be a good day to look at taking some profits if you got in, anytime in the last. You could make a small amount of profit if you got any time before the 5th, and you could make a pretty significant amount of profit if you got in any time before the 29th. So basically over the last 2 weeks, if you've been buying any time in the last 2 weeks that wasn't specifically on 4-3, I would look at taking some profit. Yeah, no, not over 20k coins, but this also something that I will never discuss. Is I'll always talk percentages, but I will absolutely never tell you how many coins I hold. I think people that do that are asking for trouble. I think it's rude. I think you would never walk up to somebody in public. Unless you're a real douchebag, in my opinion, you'd never walk up to somebody in public and be like, "I'm a millionaire," and start like flashing your money in front of them. If you do that, you're not only a jerk, but you're also asking to get robbed. And I never think it's a good idea. It's baffling to me how many people I see often telling people how much Bitcoin they hold, how much ETH they hold, how much whatever your favorite currency is. It's staggering to me how many people will walk around talking about it like I might not be a bad enough person to come find you in an alley with a wrench and hit you with it until you give me your wallet keys. Not me, of course, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy to me how many people will broadcast that over the internet, which I just don't get it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. But anyway. Hopefully one of these days. Hey, good for you, Owen. Fair enough. Certainly I'm not coming after you. It's not my style. I personally like to stay out of trouble in general on both sides of it. So I don't ask for trouble, and I definitely don't go looking for trouble. Carry on with your Navy SEAL self. I've known a few SEALs, and they were very hard men. So you won't catch me messing around with you. Anyway, let's see. Let's take a look back here. Who else? XRP. I'm not talking about Ripple today. I promised that I will not talk about Ripple on my next stream, and that's as much as I can talk about it now. So let's see here. Where do you buy your Bitcoin swag? To be honest with you, Cyber Kenobi, we have a lot of it made. I am actually supporting our Cryptosomniac shirts now under my colored shirt here. So, one of these days I'll dress it down a little bit. But while I am trying to look and sound professional, I got to keep my collar buttoned up. But enough about me. Let's talk about crypto. Mr. Rawberry? Yeah. Anyway, EOS mainnet release launch. Yeah, EOS has been on a tear also. Let's go take a look at EOS. Whoops. Every time I do this, I type it in and like it's just going to jump. One of these days I'll learn how to use this program. And here is yet another example of something that's gone parabolic. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to say this. Don't chase a run. Don't chase a run. Look at all those green candles. This is if you're buying in here, you're asking for trouble. This is one of those buy the rumor, sell the news situations, and people are clearly buying the rumor. But if you look at this RSI, look at all of this. Look at this MACD. So that is a huge gap. Let me just pop this up. That is a huge gap between the two moving average lines. The further that gap gets, the more unsustainable the run is, in my experience. We're not seeing it start to curl over yet, so no signs of it slowing down anytime soon. But look at this. This is bananas. Look at this RSI level. Parabolic. A parabola is a shape that goes like this. If going back to your geometry classes way back when. A parabola. So you can see. Look at this thing. It just sharp ski jump. Like vert ramp even. It's mooning. It's mooning super hard. And if we look at it on the slower time frames, look at that. I mean, this volume is bananas. But RSI has been run up for forever since the 10th. Since yesterday actually. RSI super run up on. Oh, that's a 30-minute candle. Sorry guys. RSI super run up. Does look like we have on the 1 hour. Looks like we have a little bit of curl down on the histogram there in the MACD. So I would keep an eye on the lines as well, just to see if we start to see the curl over towards a bearish cross, and watch it on the smaller time frames, because that'll help you figure that out, whether it's going to turn around or not. EOS, I think you missed the bus to get in for the last couple of days. Again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I would wait for that to consolidate a little bit. Basically anytime, here's some charting tips for you guys. Anytime you see the RSI over 70%, it's overbought. Probiotic curve. Yes, I'm a big kombucha fan. But back to what I was saying. So anytime you see it over 70, it's overbought, right? I don't know if you guys know, I think I mentioned this the other day, but we rolled out recently our new RSI feature on the ticker on Cryptosomniac.com. So here is a good way if you just want to see it at a glance before you want to go look at a full chart, TradingView, Coinigy, etc. You can come over to the website and just tick the RSI box, and it'll show you what's overbought and what's oversold. So right now, Digix Dow is looking way oversold. So that might be something to take a look at. Maybe we'll jump over and chart that here in a minute. Ontology and Verge both are good examples of coins that are super overbought, especially Ontology. Look at that, 81. That is, that's crazy. And on the RSI, so color coded as well. You'll notice anything that's in the main range, and here I'll jump back to TradingView real quick. So anything that's between 30 and anything that's between 30 and 70 is going to show up on the RSI in the black. Well, not exactly, sorry. So it looks like as it hits 60, as it approaches that overbought zone, you're going to get a light green, and then once it's out into the overbought zone, heavily overbought, a little darker green. Conversely on that, conversely on that, as it drops down closer to 30, you'll see it start to turn this gold yellow color, and then all the way down to red once it's way overbought. So those can help you just at a glance. Keep an eye out. I should also specify this is on a 14-day time frame, so keep that in mind when you're looking at it right now. This is judging on a 14-day period. We will be updating that so that you can pick from different time intervals over time. We're working on that. So just another way that we are trying to help you guys be able to keep an eye out and spot opportunities. And we thought it was a pretty cool feature. So anyway, let me get back over to this chart. But so point being, again, look at that. That's so run up. That's crazy. I personally, if you already bought some, I'd be looking to take some profit on an oversold bounce. I mean, we've seen a little bit of bearish movement there, wicking off that candle. It looks like this guy's jumping around a little bit back and forth right now with buy and sell volume. I would be looking to take some profit on EOS if I had gotten in on it, but as I stated, I missed the bus on that. So let's see what else. Here. Shout out aka Boise for saying smash the likes. Yeah, guys. If you are enjoying the content, please do thumbs up it, heart it, like it, all that kind of good stuff. We would always appreciate any help you can give us in spreading the good word. Let's see. What else we got here? Who else wants to know about what? Cyber Kenobi, no, I'm sorry. I did not look into Quash yet. I have been super busy holding the fort over here while Sam and Snay are working on their super secret project. So I've been solo trying to handle all of the ops and I've had my hands full. But it's definitely on the list of things to be checking out. So I would hopefully have more information on that by the time I'm on again. All right, let's see what else. Boy, you guys are active today. This is great. And looks like I've already beat the 8-minute mark, so that's great news as well. What would be the ideal scenario from Bitcoin from here? Well, I mean, so I think I was going to do a whole little show on this, but I think part of what needs to happen, part of the trouble in the cryptocurrency space right now is that a lot of us are investing in it or buying it specifically for the intent of financial gain, less so than for use case adoption, right? I know I am generally in the HODL gang myself. You know, I trade, I definitely trade, but my main point of trading is to accumulate more of these assets so that I have more. And to what end? So that I have more crypto wealth. My hope and my goal for crypto overall is that it does gain market adoption and is usable as a currency, beyond just an investment, a speculative investment. So I think that's part of what's my ideal situation for Bitcoin is that we start to see it be used as more of a currency. And you know, I know right now, because of high transaction fees and large block times, etc., that it's really primarily only usable to purchase large transactions like a house or, you know, a car or something like that. But I think people that are involved in crypto need to be that guy that goes to your local Trader Joe's or your local bar, or go to your places and ask them if they accept cryptocurrency, and then actually pay in cryptocurrency. And as we actually start to try to transact with it more, I believe it will start to gain more widespread adoption. But I think part of what is holding it up is a lack of utilization in anything other than a speculatory asset. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on there. But while we're on the topic, why don't we go ahead and take a peek over at the Bitcoin charts. Bitcoin has been doing pretty well over since Sunday. There were some opportunities over the weekend to take some profit around that 7K. We've been encountering pretty significant resistance right about 7K. Let's take a look at that there. Why is this line black? That is useless. There we go. And what is that? 71. Yeah, there we go. So right about 7K, and you can see that's been pretty solid resistance going back through about the last 2 weeks. Wicking off it, bumping up above. Again, you would have had some profit-taking opportunity here, some accumulation opportunities on the way down, and every time it gets up to 7, we get some lateral movement for a while, and then it dips again. So here we are again. We are at about that 7K resistance right now, which looking at it on the 4-hour, 2-hour, we do see some good signs here. I mean, we are seeing higher highs, it's lower high. So if we could start getting some higher highs and some higher lows, the volume has been, I'm nonplussed by the volume. RSI is starting to get kind of run up. MACD is looking decent. Again, we're getting the histogram to start to curl up right there, so maybe we don't see the line start to cup over. Definitely, I would keep an eye on that as it goes. But if you've been buying anytime since about 1 o'clock on the 10th, might be some good profit taking opportunities for you while it's still bouncing off of that 7K mark. So let's see. Jake the Red. Yeah, when I was saying Verge is my favorite coin, I don't know if my air quotey fingers didn't make it into the frame. I have gone on record multiple times, and again, this is just my personal opinion, but I've gone on record multiple times saying that Verge is a shit coin. Again, I'm a trader, so I don't have a problem personally with if you see an opportunity to make some money doing so. Let's talk about that for a minute. How crazy is it that we just had, like, the Verge community is so rabid. The people that are actually outside of Verge, the people that are into Verge are so rabid for Verge that even after it comes out that the lead dev didn't know that he was causing a hard fork as his solution to the 51% mining attack. That would have been enough for me to, dump that shit. Dump it. But the community is so rabid behind it that it still managed. They announce a partnership that they have coming out, and then they put out a new wallet. It's not a new wallet. They fixed the wallet to deal with the hard fork, and because they released it, Verge pumps. Like, yeah, let's jump over here and take a look at this. So this is bananas. But I mean, hey, you gotta love their community, man. Like, I will say that whether they're Lambros or not, Verge has done something right with their marketing because their community supports them. Like, they can do no wrong. They have an accidental hard fork and they still pump. It's crazy. And parabolic. So, I even had people asking me about Verge, and my always opinion is dump that shitcoin. And there was a couple opportunities to take some nice profit. I mean, it pumped from, I think it was sitting around 500 sats 2 weeks ago. Is that right? Yeah, look at that. From around 500 sats, the hack happens, and somehow it manages to pump all the way up to 1,300 sats. So you definitely had some opportunities to take some profit. I dumped a pretty significant portion of a bag that I was holding. I reacquired a little bit here, and then I dumped it back up again. There was no way it was getting over 13 again. Look, this is a classic case, guys. This is exactly what I talk about. When the RSI is this run up, and you start to see decreasing volume like this, it's time to take your profits. So that's exactly what I did at about 1,300. I think it was 1,300 even. I just set the entire rest of my bag and said sell it if it hits that, and it has. So again, I don't see a problem. I don't support it. I just I don't support the currency, but I also don't ever I don't see any reason not to take and make a profit if you see it. So if you can see it in the chart and you can act on it, I encourage it, whether it's a project you support or not. All right, let's see. What else? Yeah, John Donahue, give me one more dip, BTC. I've got a bunch of buy orders set in low, starting at about 65 and on the way down to, I've got them down as low as 5,800. Again, this is just a strategy that I try to play out. I've gotten stopped out on orders occasionally in the past, and because of the action of getting stopped out on orders, I've learned when I have some fiat sitting on the side, if I'm comfortable with the position that I've already gotten to, I will start to set buy orders super low, or if I've fully cashed out to fiat, I'll start to set buy orders super low because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there is a thing that killer whales do, that is called stop loss hunting. And they will go in and, they're looking at the same fib retracement levels, psychological levels that the rest of us are, and they just have a lot more power to be able to move the market. And as a result, they'll start trying to either make it dip around key support levels, etc., and try to stop people out of their position. So keep that in mind when you are setting your stop losses. Don't get hunted by the killer whales. Let's see. I cannot comment on Snay eating any live goats in Puerto Rico. Let's see. We did all definitely have a few drinks here and there, so there was a lot of that, but I saw no goats, so I think we're good. Let's see here. What's my biggest bag outside of Verge? Probably, are we talking percentage wise or total coins wise? I would say I've got a pretty big bag of Stellar, and I've got a pretty big bag of Litecoin. I think I've been over that recently as well. I was buying Litecoin, all the way last year as the entire market was run up, and I was using it instead of using Bitcoin to move money around. So I would buy a bunch of Litecoin and then send it to Binance, or buy a bunch of Litecoin from Coinbase, I should specify, or rather from GDAX. So I would buy a bunch, and then I would send it to Bittrex, or send it to Binance, or send it to whatever other exchange I was trying to transact on, because the block times were much faster and the fees were much lower, especially when Bitcoin was pushing up towards that 20 grand mark. The fees were insane. So anyway, I did not take my own advice, and I kept waiting for the market to turn around, and I did not set a stop loss on Litecoin, and so as a result, it had dipped to the point that I would rather just hold on to it, because again, Litecoin, I do have faith long term that it will go back up, and so I'm just holding on to my bag. And in the meantime, it's a great way to move money around quickly and cheaply. Is it on a tear today? Let's have a look. I haven't even looked at it. LTC, BTC. Let's have a look-see. Well, I don't know about a tear, but that is a really nice looking green candle there. Let's see, I'm looking at that on the 2 hour. Let's look at it on the hourly. Yeah, it's a lot of volume. I missed it. I don't know. Was there an announcement or something today? Did something good happen for Litecoin that is causing this pump, or is this just positive market sentiment overall? That I don't know. I'm gonna have to look around and see, but I'm still holding on to it for quite some time. I'm not gonna be happy with the price of it until it's back up over $200, personally, but that's just me. Again, if you are looking to FOMO in, don't. Yet again, RSI is way up over 70. We were starting to see a pretty big gap in the divergence on the moving average, and let's see. Let's look at it on the larger intervals here. That was on the hourly. Not looking as brutal in the 4 hour, but if you get down into the smaller intervals, look on the stochastic. We've started to see it curl down a little bit there on the 30-minute. On the 15-minute, you've already got it on a bear cross. RSI, standard RSI has started to dip, and we've printed a nice fat red candle there. So again, I think this is probably the 200th time I've said it in this stream. Don't chase a pump. Don't chase a run. But if you did get in on it, or if you did get in on anything, down here around this 112, 113 range, now might be a good time to take some profit, or you might just keep an eye on it. It's possible if everything is going well that it might run up a little bit, but that RSI is awful high in my opinion. All right, what else? Let's see here. It's not a denial. It's not a denial. That's okay. Yeah, BitMEX, Vincent. BitMEX is good for whale watching. I don't mess with that exchange, but it's definitely a good place you can keep an eye on. Boise, I missed what you said. I made the pump on, but I don't think we have enough reach for me to be swinging the market in any direction. Really, hopefully, you can just learn what I'm trying to teach to help yourselves avoid getting wrecked, as the kids say. Just so low on crypto, few large candles. Yeah, well, I mean, the market manipulation is just a factor. It's just a factor right now, and I think will continue to be until it becomes a fully regulated financial market. While I do welcome regulation, I will miss these Wild West days because, as a trader, as a swing trader, as a day trader, with the volatility in this market, there are just so many ways to make money. You can make money on the way up. You can make money on the way down. And again, I'm long-term bullish on crypto because A, I'm a little bit idealistic about it. B, I do see strong use cases in business for it, as well as if more people would just be aware of the advantages of the blockchain over using other trusted third-party systems, consumer advantages for consumers, and so I remain bullish. Let's see, ETH now. Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna take this moment to shill again, because I was watching ETH last night, and I made a call for our Moon Lounge members, just saying, hey guys, if you bought anytime at this point today, now would be a great time to take some profits. And this was last night. So hold on a second. Let me pull up this chart, and we'll take a look and see if what I said played out. I want to look on Coinbase because I was charting it on GDAX, and let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. 430. Well, I mean, you could have taken some profit last night, or you could have held on because it's still running. Like, good God, that makes me so happy. I think long term, I am very bullish on ETH because they are still building everything on it. With EOS about to launch their mainnet, I think that poses a potential challenger to the title. Everybody says, "Oh, it's the Ethereum killer." I don't think it necessarily is, but I do think it's a contender. Realistically, time will tell, and it all remains to be seen. ETH exists, and EOS is not quite at their level yet. So we'll see what happens. Ontology FOMO, Crypto Lee, I'll just say you probably should go ahead and rewind to the beginning, but the short version is don't FOMO ever. Do not FOMO. Don't FOMO into things. You're just gonna regret it. Wait for consolidation, pick it up when it consolidates, and then hopefully it continues to run from there. But never buy at all-time highs. Never buy at all-time highs. Never buy at all-time highs. All right. So let's see. What else? So that's what I was gonna say. Is let's take a look at this. I need to blow some of these indicators up a little bit. In fact, I'm going to hide this stochastic RSI for a minute because I don't use it as much myself in my trading, and this will make it easier for me to look at. And I do want to be able to blow this RSI or rather MACD and histogram up. So ETH started yesterday. Let's see, what are we on? Let me look at the we'll just go for the daily here. And yeah, so ETH has been starting to turn around for since about the 3rd. but it was really just a lot of sideways movement there for a while. You can see it keeps tapping off resistance there at about $380. But I did notice yesterday, right here, this was the action right here that I noticed. And you can see a little bit of sideways movement, but the higher highs on the candles and higher lows as well. And from there, that's when it started to break out. Last night, it was probably about 1 a.m. or so in the Moon Lounge. I was saying, hey guys, no, I think it was actually, I take it back. It was probably about 11 o'clock. And I was saying, hey guys, might be a good idea to consider taking some profits if you got in anytime in the last few days. And some people were able to capitalize on that opportunity. They might be cursing me right now because it's running again, but that's part of it. I always encourage people, when you're going to make a trade, know what your target entry point is, know what your target exit point is, and stick to it. So if you were going for 8%, if you were going for 10%, and it gets to 10%, close out your trade, because that is strategic trading rather than gambling. Don't get greedy. I've learned the lesson the hard way several times of getting greedy and waiting for it. This Verge is a great example. Way back when I got in on it at 0.2 cents, I think, super cheap. And it was back in December, and they kept talking about the Wraith protocol, and it was going to run up and blah 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 blah. And I should have sold when it was up at like 20 cents, and I didn't. So I ended up holding on to a bag forever because I got greedy, because I was waiting. Oh, it's going to moon as soon as that Wraith protocol comes out, and they did one of those things that, the vid ended abruptly. Am I still on? Can anyone confirm? Am I still live? Still running? Okay, good. Jake the Red, I'm sorry, but glad this is still running. So I'm concerned people are just messing with me now, because I did actually have several power outages yesterday. It was like I was ripping my hair out trying to get live yesterday. So cool. Awesome. Great. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you keeping me from getting trolled. So back to what I was saying. Yeah. We might be going through another blue sky breakout here with ETH. Who knows? I mean, anything is possible. It's gone all the way up to, as high as $1,300-$1,400. So we all know it's got legs and it's got a lot of room to run. Just kind of depends on market sentiment. But here's what I see right now. I see RSI is super run up yet again. I know I sound like a broken record, but these are really the indicators that I used to trade off of. RSI is super run up, so we're up at the 72 range right now on the 4 hour. I see decreasing bull volume, well, let's take a look on the MACD. So this is when you can't tell on one interval. The move is to go ahead and start looking on the smaller intervals to see if it'll confirm what you think is going to happen. So 4 hour, we see RSI super run up. 2 hour, RSI super run up. 1 hour, RSI super run up. Let's jump it all the way back down to the 15-minute. RSI super run up. MACD starting to diverge pretty significantly here. And yeah, I don't know. I'm consistently a take profit when it's there to be taken kind of person. I used to just be hodl gang, and as I learn more and more about trading, and as I become more confident in my own technical analysis, I have started to ask. I've started to swing trade more and make more of these kind of moves. And to be honest with you, those skills have improved significantly. Here comes the shill again, because I'm part of the Cryptosomniac Advantage. We have 2 full-time TA guys in there, Jordan and Amal. Amal was just on, I believe, Sunday, and they're just phenomenal. Not only are they extremely knowledgeable guys, but they're always there. They're always responding to questions. They help all of our Moon Lounge members, and our goal is teach a man to fish. A lot of people like to go to these kind of channels for somebody, they want to say when moon and have somebody say buy now, sell here, and that's it. And I'll give you my opinions on where I would buy and where I would sell, and generally I'll disclose when I have made a move or not. But I'm not here to just tell you when moon. I'm here to teach you how to get better at this. I'm here to help you understand how to do this for yourself, because I think it's a powerful skill to have. Cyber Kenobi, are we back on? No? Sorry, man. Yeah, Mooning Lambros. Those are the guys, man. You know the ones. They're just when moon, when... I will say I have a certain amount of entertainment level love for the Moon Lambros. But yeah, it does get a little bit old, and it is sad. I care about blockchain for more than just the financial gains. Obviously, I got into blockchain because I got financial gains out of it, but I got in on ETH super, super cheap and did really well with it, and was like, why did this happen? I should need to understand where this money came from. Like, where did this value come from? And started to look into what the blockchain was, and just realized how powerful of a thing it could be. Do I dedicate a lot of my time to the day on trading? So my life leading up to coming on the Cryptosomniac channel, I was in the payroll HR SaaS world, and it was specifically written into my contract, no day trading. Specifically written into my contract. I could have been fired for day trading. So I was in the same boat as you. I had to watch during the day, and I would literally, on my way to work, I would watch my channels. I would watch Cryptosomniac. There's a few others that I like to watch, and I would watch the streams on the way to work, and then I would watch the streams on the way home. And as soon as I would get home, I would go and start researching projects, and effectively just doing what it is that Cryptosomniac does. I think that appealed to Sam and Snay once they were looking to hire somebody, and now I get to trade while I'm at work. So do I dedicate a significant portion of my time in the day? I spend a significant portion of my time in the day looking at charts. I definitely spend a significant portion of my day looking at charts, trying to understand what's happening, trying to recognize patterns, and just trying to get better at TA. But realistically, I think I've said this several times. Up until yesterday, I had really only been trading in and out of BTC to fiat. I started. Yeah, it is nice work if you can get it. I was only trading in and out of fiat and BTC, but I have started to make some moves in some of my other positions with my altcoins. Like I said, I started working with ETH again yesterday because I saw the opportunity. So again, it's just a matter of how much attention do you want to pay. I know a lot of guys that have 50 plus coins in their portfolio. I have other things I'm trying to do. I also make music. I have friends. I like to get out of the house every so often. And while I say that, I get out of the house and then I'm still looking at my TradingView account on my phone while I'm out and about. So I am still looking at charts and ready to make a move if it's there, or trying to confirm something that I thought I might see about to play out. But yeah, anyway, I try not to spend my entire day trading. I will usually put in a couple of orders, and I like to use limit orders and just set them for a period of good for a day, good for a couple hours, so that I can just not think about that for a while. And this is what I say again: get in, have a strategy for your trades. Know what points you want to get in, know what your exit percentage is, or what your gains percentage that you're shooting for is, and what your exit point would be, and stick to it. And it makes it a lot easier if you're using stop losses and limit buys, etc. To do that, it can take some of that emotion out of your trading style. So, boy, an hour just went pretty quick, huh? It's about an hour now. Well, in case you guys didn't notice, I do like to talk, which also is advantageous to being a part of the Cryptosomniac channel. But yeah, I just wanted to go back to my earlier point. I don't play guitar. I make electronic music, but I might be able to get some people dancing. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, I have improved all of these TA skills. In large part by being part of the Cryptosomniac Advantage. You see other people in there saying that that the Advantage has paid for itself, and we believe that is the case. You will find the value in there, and to prove it, we're offering a 14-day free trial. So what have you got to lose, literally, except the time that you're going to spend figuring out whether or not you like it. If you want to get signed up for the Cryptosomniac Advantage, it's super easy to take advantage of your free trial. You go to cryptosomniac.com, you go over here and click the Advantage, and then sign up. Oh, you'll have to, first, if you don't have an account on the site, you'll need to register yourself an account, and then go ahead and click the Advantage and log in. You can also do so using your Google or Facebook, and then once you're in, if it's on this page, you'll see a video pop up right here, and then as you scroll down a little bit, you'll notice a green box over on this side to go ahead and access the Moon Lounge. Previously, we were only giving away just the reports, so there's a lot of value in those reports. We've got Amal and some of our other writers as well that are exceptional at research. They're doing really in-depth write-ups of different projects so that you can understand why the project has value. And I think that brings a certain amount of value, but in my personal opinion, the real advantage of the Cryptosomniac Advantage sorry if that was redundant, but the real benefit to the Cryptosomniac Advantage is the Moon Lounge, getting into the Slack channel, because you would have access to Sam, to Sneh, to myself, to Amal, to Jordan, as well as we have a really solid team of administrators. We've got a lot of people in there speaking about different ICOs that are coming out so that you can stay informed and aware. And we have a really vibrant community in there, frankly. It's not just us on the team. Really what makes the Advantage worth spending the time in there is the community. There's a lot of people in there that are very dedicated to crypto, whether that's from mining to trading to ICO investing, etc. And it's really active. So what have you got to lose? 14-day free trial. Go sign up. Just do it. And you can reach out, and if you guys like watching us on these streams, yes, John Donahue, Amal is a savant. That dude is razor sharp, and you have access to him all the time. So like how you guys can chime in on the chat and ask me questions and ask Sam and Sneh questions, you could do that directly through our Slack, as well as reach out to our TA guys. If you're trying to confirm something that you think is about to happen from looking at the chart, let's just take this for instance. If you're looking at this ETH chart right now and you're like, I don't know, should I take profit or should I sell? Our guys can take a peek at that and tell you what they would do if they were in your shoes, and and tell you and back up why they think that with an informed, educated opinion. So again, we're not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. We can only tell you what we're doing with our money, but there's a lot of sharp people in this community, and through cooperative efforts, we have all helped ourselves understand the markets better and understand why you would make a move better. Anyway, all right. Well, that's I think that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. I promise I'll start giving away cryptocurrency soon. I'm just still too green to really know the whole deal, so I apologize for that. But hey, at least the power didn't go off today, right? So, all right. if you guys are happy with the content, please smash that thumbs up and the likes. You guys can keep your Verge if you want. I already got rid of mine, so. Yes. Well, yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. Yeah, if you do want to, okay, so it's, what is it? It's post your ERC20 address on YouTube with a comment, comment and share on Facebook and share on Twitter, and I'll make the guys figure it out from there, and we'll send you some free crypto. I don't know what we're going to send out, but I knew we do that pretty regularly, so I promise it won't be Verge. I will never send you a coin that I think is a shit coin. I think that's just rude. I'm not going to try to be, here, you hold this bag. That's just mean. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. I will probably try to go live again in the morning. And Sam and Snay are going to be back Thursday. Is it Wednesday? Sam and Snare are going to be back tomorrow, so you might see one of their pretty faces as well. And again, thanks so much, guys. We really appreciate it, and spread the word. Stay strong. Keep your hands strong, and hodl or trade. All right. I'll see you guys later.